All right, so if you guys can recall, I'm building a 21 Paramount for a good friend of mine, Steve Miller. This is gonna be a really neat boat. I'm excited about the project. There's all kinds of work that had to be done to this thing. When he brought it to me, this was a pile of junk. I mean, literally, we knew we had to cut all the stringers out. We had to put a transom in. We were actually gonna change and modify part of the cap on the boat to update it and modernize the look, make it a little more functional as well. Now that Roberto and the guys have gotten most of that structural work done, we're getting rounded up and ready for the paint shop. And I told Roberto that we've got to look at the bottom of this boat. One of the main things about doing the bottom of a boat that's going to be a performance high-speed boat is making sure that the bottom is completely flat. If there's a crown in the bottom of the boat or any rolled radiuses, the boat seems to suck down into the water and it doesn't get the lift and it doesn't slide across the water. It could be the difference from 10 to 15 miles an hour easily if the bottom of this boat has a hook in it. So I'm going to put the guys on the bottom of the boat and we're going to ferry this thing out to a T, because I'm going to want this boat laser straight. Now I realize these guys are burning through these fiberglass supplies like crazy, so I made a phone call to FGCI and had them bring in a fresh delivery. They brought a big truck in, they supplied with everything we needed to get this boat wrapped up, because Roberto and the guys got to finish it and get it over to Mike. I need this boat painted and rigged. I'm excited for this sea trial.
In order to give the Paramount's hull a perfect running surface, first, a straight edge is placed along the bottom to determine the high and low areas. Any low area is marked with a pencil and grinded down until all the gel coat is gone, creating a surface that can be securely bonded to. Once every low section is prepped for fiberglass, the outlines are traced onto paper, which is used to cut multiple pieces of fiberglass. Once cut, these pieces are soaked in resin and laid into place. Fiberglass is stacked until the low areas become level with the rest of the hull. Once these fiberglassed areas are dry, they're grinded smooth, creating an even, perfectly level running surface fit for high-speed performance.
Now that Roberto and the glass guys got that bottom all faired out on the Paramount, I had them rush it over to Mike and get that thing in the paint. I've got a really cool idea with this new metallic all grip, but there's so much fairing and primer that needs to be done, Mike had to get on this in a hurry.
Fiberglass guys finally finished up on the Paramount. Now it was on to me. Got a little excited and a little ahead of myself. Sprayed the top side and got the base on before I even called the camera guys. We're ready to put the clear on now. The one cool thing I like about this boat is the owner went with a stone gray metallic and he wanted the whole entire boat to be sprayed that same color. We had to actually suspend the boat off the ground so I could spray it all in one shot. We decided to go with the SC line of all grip paint, so we wound up having to put the clear on it. Now the one cool thing about this boat is we did a lot of extensive repairs on the bottom end to straighten it and make it really true. So Brian's very adamant on this boat, with it being such a high performance boat, to have this paint job laid down flawlessly. When we're applying this clear coat, we're going to try to lay it down absolutely as smooth as we possibly can to ensure we get the best performance out of this boat. Now that I'm done with this boat, it's on to the myth, the legend, Steve. Can't wait to see what kind of work he does to it, and I know it's going to turn out beautiful.
All right, now that the paint crew got that paint job wrapped up on the Paramount, it's really looking awesome. It's time to get it over to Steve and get this thing rigged. I can't wait to go for a fast boat ride.